Ladies and gentlemen, my name is BobLyn, and welcome back to another video. Today we're playing the Alaska, and not only that, but we're trying to max out the Alaska. The Alaska has 9 305mm guns, and it boasts some okay secondaries, I would say. You see them here. The Alaska has radar and precise aiming, as well as defensive fire. So can the best legendary commanders, Halsey and Dewey, can they make the Alaska better? Let's find out. I have two games for you coming right up. Alright, so the reason I took George Dewey first was simply because I thought he was going to help the Alaska become more tanky, and let me tell you, you only get tier 10 games. These two games you're going to see are the only games where I actually got into my own tier or tier 8 matchmaking. And there was a Dewey game and there's a Halsey game, and Dewey is nice because he is tanky. I don't have the 12th skill, but you also get the precise aimings where you get 5 instead of 3, but let's check it out. Alright, so here we are in the first game where we're playing with George Dewey, and you will see that we have 5 precise aiming. And it works pretty well, I would say. The way it works is you get 5 salvos, and they reload quicker, you get the cooldown shorter, and duration's also shorter, so you can actually only shoot one salvo. Even with this build right here, when I'm playing with reload mod, my initial build you will see here was reload mod, steering, and surface detection. I tried to go for the same treatment I gave Petro, but I later found out that I would rather have more precise guns when they are this bad, because the Alaska's guns, let me tell you, are very, very underwhelming. The Alaska falls in the middle of the American battle cruiser class. We have the Congress at tier 8, which is even worse than the Alaska, I would guess. I haven't tried, but I would like the ship, so maybe when it comes out I'm going to try to get it. Then we have the Alaska right here, and it's pretty shit too. I mean, it's very underwhelming. It's amazing on PC, but on this it's absolutely utterly trash, I'm very sorry to say. And then we have Puerto Rico at tier 10, which is a gem. I love Puerto Rico, and it's one of those ships that actually works because you just have volume of fire. You need that extra turret here, and the Congress suffers even more, so let's just not talk about that one. Anyways, the Alaska has 9 305mm guns, like I said, and they are, typical American shells. Flies very high and checks out, the sun and Earth's orbit. And then it leaves and hits your target if you're accurate. The shells themselves are not very good at penetrating, and you will find that especially against tier 10s, you will sometimes just not get even any pens. I have had some amazing shots in this ship while I've been playing it. I'm playing a lot of games, and sometimes you do get a lot of citadels, right? But most of the time you will get half pens and you will get non-pens. The Alaska's sweet spot to aim when you're playing against the BB, especially if you're up tiered. If it's a tier 9 or a tier 10, you have to aim for the bow, because you get full pens on the bow. You don't get that on the superstructure, even if you try, or the belt. And here we see the Benson trying to take our base. I haven't really commented on the gameplay, sorry guys, but the Benson here is trying to take out our base, and you just swap to HE. You can still fight destroyers, just keep your bow pointed towards them until you see those torps, and then you're good. So here we see the precise aiming, and you only get one salvo, as you can see, because my guns aren't reloaded in time before it's run out. And in the theory crafting, I thought, that doesn't matter, it's fine. But the Alaska's dispersion is very bad, so that's why you will see me after this game swap to Halsey and see what that is. How's that? How does that feel? But yeah, the Alaska's secondaries are actually not that bad, and you can kind of fight destroyers with them. I tend to never use the HE on the main guns. It's only in situations like this where I would swap to HE, where I'm isolated. It's only that one target. Then it's it's worth it, but stick to the AP. And another reason I picked Dewey, I thought about Dewey in theory crafting, was because of his tankiness. You get fire resistance and flooding resistance, as well as, if you do get to level 12 with the commander, you get that horizontal protection expert plus. Now I didn't have that, and I wasn't going to pay money to get it, nor wasn't I going to wait for the grind, but I can imagine it's going to help the Alaska for sure. the reason I thought it was good on this ship is because it suffers a lot from BBs. BBs hurt this ship quite a bit, so you know the horizontal plus would be nice. The other thing it suffers from is CVs. CVs absolutely annihilate you. You have defensive fire, right? But your AA is so bad. Even against a tier 8, it's not even to speak of. It's just there. Yeah, sure, you destroy some planes, but you will always get hit. And that's where you really suffer damage over time, fires and floods. And you can't do much about those pesky dive bombers, right? You can try to dodge the torpedoes, you can always try that. But the dive bombers are, you know, they're the worst. And that's pretty nice doing that, because you can actually kind of ignore fires, really. And you can definitely let one fire burn out. It doesn't hurt you that much. It's not that bad. Whereas without Dewey, you kind of need to conserve your HP. But there's a different meta, a different strategy with the commander we're about to put on, if you know about Halsey's skill. So there we go, the Bismarck goes down, and you can see we're getting some pretty chunky salvos out of these guns. It's not that bad, but they do leave something to be desired for sure. The sad thing about this is Alaska is just a beautiful ship, and ever since I got it, I've always wanted to make it work. I always wanted to try it, and just never did. So, what are Alaska's strengths? Okay, well, Alaska does have some strengths. I would say it's one of the best cruiser killers at tier 9. I was facing a Yoshino once and absolutely decimated him. The guns reload pretty fast for 305mm guns, even without reload mod, I would say. Although I do say, I think the reload mod is nice. It's what you're seeing here, 12-second reload instead of, I think it's 14 or 13 and a half. It's quite, it's a big difference in the way you feel it. And I love having reload on super cruisers, but the Alaska needs precision. So in a one-on-one duel with a lot of ships, you do actually have some quite good damage. And the closer you get to your target, the more citadels you will get, especially with APCS. Disclaimer, I will say this. You need APCS on this bad boy right here. You cannot go without it. Well, you can. You need to, right, to grind. But for this ship to become even remotely viable, you need that APCS. It just, you see me here citadeling this North Carolina as he's sailing away. He's almost 12 kilometers away, and we're still getting full pens. So the guns aren't that bad. They're just very inaccurate sometimes. Really funky dispersion. You know, you can't predict it, right? It's kind of like German dispersion, but not as bad. One of the things that really also holds back the Alaska is the fact that it's in tier 9. I mean, I think I played 20 games. I didn't count. I didn't, you know, write down statistics. I played 20 games. Two out of those were tier 8 or tier 9, where there was no tier 10s. Every single other game was tier 10, and that's really rough when you're playing this ship. And the game ends there. We didn't do quite that much, but I wanted to showcase one of my only MVP games. So there we go. Now let's take a look at some clips I got while playing with Dewey. Alright, so this is the first clip here, and we're playing on Hourglass. And we spot ourselves a Smolensk peeking his nose out, and you can see that's the contender of last season. So I don't even have my precise aim, but I guess I was blessed this day, because look at this salvo here. American AP coming in. Doink, Citadel Crisis. The funny thing is, I've gotten a lot of Citadel Crisis with the ship somehow, and now we got the finishing salvo coming in, and we actually snipe him out of the smoke. Goodbye. So, yeah, the Alaska can do some stuff for sure, Alright, so in this next clip here, we're going to be fighting a Minotaur. It's mostly a bot game, so I'm only going to include, you know, this Minotaur fight here, but he sends his torps. We managed to dodge, I believe. Yeah, only we got hit by one, so that's acceptable. But now we're just going to ram this guy down. I mean, the Alaska is just, it's such a beautiful ship, so when you see it from like this perspective we see our ship from, it looks good. I mean, it's a beautiful ship. It's nice lines, beautiful colors. And we got a beautiful, nice, big, chunky citadel on that Minotaur, and he's gonna try to sail out here and hope for the best. He's probably thinking the Alaska's bad, but if you're precise with this thing, you can definitely get some good salvos out of it. Now for the next clip, this is the last one, a good one. So we line up the midway, activate precise aim. This is without Dewey, but yeah, look at this salvo too. Wow, not bad, not bad. And we proceed to capture the base here and win the game. So here we get some cinematic photos of beautiful Alaska. What a nice ship. And now we're gonna get into the Halsey game. Alright, so we're gonna put on Halsey here and we're gonna see how this feels compared to Dewey. So where is Halsey? He is down here somewhere. There we go. Alright, so we're of course gonna have to spend some gold for this. Doesn't matter, I'm saving gold for the small end. We're gonna take underwater protection and not battlefield support because we don't get sonar. We're gonna take torpedo alert instead, artillery maintenance, victorious charge. I'm not gonna take fire supremacy actually, just because the fact that you do get 3, I believe. Yeah, you get 3. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna take that. I'm gonna stick with 3 precise aiming. It's enough. And instead go for the healing, because healing is nice to have. Then we're going to take generalist, yep, and fully prepared, because even more healing I think is worth. Or maybe we should go for the precise aiming buff. I'm not sure. Yeah, we probably should, because we do only have 3. Adrenaline rush plus is nice. And we're going to probably go for demolition expert, I think. It would make the most sense, because, I mean, we don't use the secondaries that often, so yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go demolition expert, I think. Honor seeker plus, and of course APCS and the dreaded mad bull, angry bull. I love this skill. This is what makes it fun. So let's see how it is. All right, people. So here we are, and this is the Halsey game, and this is probably, I think, yeah, this is my best game so far in the Alaska. And let me tell you a funny story. I started out with a win rate of 48% in this ship. It's probably my worst ship, because I also have over 60 battles, or I had over 60 battles, and yeah, I haven't checked my win rate, so we're gonna check together after this. And this is not a live game, but I haven't checked my stats. My win rate actually dropped down to 46% at a certain point, and then I think I've built it back up. But this, I'm just gonna say it. I've said it before in this video. It's not a good ship, and the conclusion after trying these different commanders is, sure, if you really want to make this ship work, Halsey is probably the best way to go. It really does help, because you do get to low HP very fast, and you do get into tier 10 battles very often. So Vermonts, stuff like that, CVs can ruin your day, and then having Halsey is nice. But let me tell you, this ship is still very bad. I did have some glorious moments in it, but I mean, not getting citadels here is one of those things where I'm just like, what is going on, Wargaming? This should be citadel, crisis. It's a fully broadside Neptune, and I hit his, what was it called? Like a plunging fire into his superstructure. It should be citadel, but yeah, whatever. We still hit this Neptune here, and this is gonna be our position probably this whole game. I mean, I didn't move much this whole game, and we have the whole enemy team just pushing in. The Alaska is great at kiting and, sitting like this nose in, just tanking damage. You are pretty tanky, I will say that. You have 45,000 HP, and this is, remember, without Dewey, so we don't have Dewey's tankiness, and we can still easily eat a fire like this. Now, remember, I talked about a special strategy with Halsey. Since Angry Bull gives you 10% more damage on all your armaments, main gun armaments, I should say, not planes, you will actually get 10% more damage on every armament if you go below 33% HP. Now, you can easily get below 33% HP in this ship. Along with that, you also get the Adrenaline Rush plus, which is amazing along with that. So your guns reload faster, and they do more damage, which is devastating when you are a battle cruiser, I would say. Now here we see this Neptune here, he just dies instantly. I don't know what he was doing. He was pushing out very aggressively, trying to cap A. He did do it, but I mean, he took all the damage. So their team is pretty much just flanking this route, and we have a Baltimore showing, again, full broadside. So this is where the ship should shine, right? This is where we should be getting citadels and big damage. But no, we're just getting half pens and some full pens. this is the Alaska experience, and anybody who's played the Congress, I believe they've tried this just even worse because you have less guns. Now we eat a couple of torpedoes here. I believe there's another set coming, but I actually kind of want to get to low HP, and that's the whole strategy. The whole strategy is getting to low HP so you can abuse your damage, and then having your heals to kind of get you back up, and then they shoot you down again. Now, it's a fine line you have to ride. Like, it's a really fine line because BBs can end your life fast, like we just did that Baltimore. Look at that. That's a beautiful salvo. And you have to kind of, you have to play the Alaska a little bit before you get down the aiming. It is still inaccurate, sure, but you can easily take out cruisers like that. They are minced meat compared to you. Now, we look at our health. We are definitely below 33%. We were before when we hit the Baltimore, but we're definitely below the threshold now, and we have to get out. We really have to get out. This Conqueror wasn't shooting at me. I know the Friedrich will, so I'm gonna get away from him. Luckily the Friedrich has horrible aim or dispersion, just like the Alaska does, even worse than the Alaska. So we do get away. This salvo chunks it and gets 2 citadels on the Conqueror. Now you can really see what Halsey can do. The Alaska is great in a kiting position, and at this point I don't want to get too far away because I want to get some more damage. I'm pretty much dead anyways, so might as well, right? I'm just out of range of the Friedrich, but we focus in on the Yu Yang, and I was deciding if to take a shot or not. I decided to go undetected, and this is why my build, which is main battery mod 3, maneuverability and steering, as you can see here, is coming in and clutching, because if I was detected, the Friedrich could have shot me easily here. We heal up, and we are still below 33%, so we keep our buff, and this is perfect. We're gonna come behind this island, and we're gonna peek out to get this Friedrich and finish the game. We have quite a lot of damage already, 91k, and this is I will say this, full disclosure, my best game is the one you're seeing right here, damage wise. Also play wise, I would say this is what you should be doing in a battle cruiser. But look at that, just non-pens and half pens. Granted, it is a German battleship, but 305mm. Remember, guys, you have to be accurate against something like a Friedrich. You have to hit his bow or his superstructure perfectly, or you have to hit his stern, because his main belt is just too tanky. And yes, when you hit the superstructure, you get those half pens, and it's better than nothing. The HE I would not even play with. I mean, when you have APCS, just use your AP, and the Friedrich goes down. So now we just have a Yu Yang, and I'm at this point, I'm like, I don't care if I die. I mean, I just want to get to 100k damage. I just need to get to 100k damage. We're so close. We need like what, under 400, something like that. I mean, sorry, over 400, under 500. I'm bad at math. The Yu Yang is just trying his best to stay alive, but I think this salvo, yeah, it looks pretty good. Boink. And that is the Alaska with Halsey. A very fun experience compared to Dewey. So, who is the best? Is it George Dewey or Halsey on Alaska? Well, I would definitely say Halsey, just like I mentioned. But it's not a bad thing to put Dewey on this if you want to try to play the Alaska. I tried it in ranked, went well. I mean, you're just a tanky sponge. That's pretty much what you are. And it's not bad to have a tank sponge, for sure. So, final verdict. Is the Alaska worth it when you max it out? No. No, don't do it, guys. It's not like the Petro. It doesn't work like that. The Petro gets very fun and worth when you max it out. The Alaska doesn't. It really helps for sure, but it's not worth it. That has been it for my video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been BobLyn, signing out.